You know, most 17-year-olds don't go in this in depth or don't know exactly what they want to be doing in life so early, but I mean, otherwise I don't think of it much like that. I just think of myself as another big-time fan that happens to write their ideas out.
Well, that was 21 years ago when the KTVB sports team introduced Idaho sports fans to a 17-year-old NFL wonderkind. Andy Benoit was a Boise teenager who wanted a closer connection to the National Football League, well, closer than just playing Madden with his friends. We labeled him at the time in our archives as NFL Kid. Well, in 2003, the then high school senior had just written his 7th book, but that was the first one to be published, about the upcoming NFL season, about the league, the games, and players, books that had been read by John Madden himself, by the way. Well, after graduating from the College of Idaho, Andy went on to turn his teenage passion into a career in the NFL, most recently as an assistant to the LA Rams head coach. But the question today, could we have another prodigy, that's the word. Could we have another prodigy even younger here in Idaho, following in Andy's footsteps? Hunter Funk found out about the next generation of NFL kid from Idaho.
Some of the segments I have, like the top player, I have stud and dud sophomores.
Mac Hawley, at just 11 years old.
And then I have rating rookies.
Handcrafted his very own 2024 fantasy football guide.
This one took a long time. Trades and additions for the new players on new teams.
For months on end, he was going day in and day out with it.
His love for the game kicked off as he watched his dad.
He'd always be like, oh, that was a penalty or something. So it got me interested. I'm like, oh.
And in 2020, it punted into a love for fantasy football.
So I was like, I gotta watch my team and see if they're doing good. So I watched it even more.
Max says he built the playbook for his family, charging about $4 per guide to pay for ink. But once people heard about it, people at school, cousins,
some people I didn't even know,
all were asking to get their hands on it.
So yeah, I made about $80 this summer from making this book.
Mac's dad says to be good at fantasy football, it takes dedication.
But when football rolls around, he's here first one on the couch, ready to go. He's got the fantasy shows up, and he's got his little iPad going, and so he's making moves on who to start, and he's looking out for all the other family members.
And it seems like his guide isn't a bad one to follow this season.
My biggest question for you, how's your fantasy team doing this year?
Well, depends which one.
How many do you have?
3. My most popular one with the family, I am doing pretty good. In my other ones, I think I'm doing even better.
Do you think you're gonna win at least one of your leagues?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna win.
Max says he doesn't plan to stop making guides anytime soon.
Hello?
He's even working on a podcast with his cousin.
Okay, so first question.
And is looking at making this a career in the future.
I also would love to be an NFL announcer so I could go to the games and announce them. I love doing that.
Wherever he wants to take it, and that's where he's going to go.
All right, because I know everybody's asking his advice if you need help with that fantasy pick. Don't pick the greats, or pick the fewer greats. So if you've got running backs and there's less amazing players, pick those first, then go for, say, the wide receivers that have a large number of greats, and then you can line your stack there.
Okay, so I guess I'm surprised we're still writing books. What about a website? Andy Benoit had a website even in 2003. Does he have plans for it?
You know, I did talk to him about that. I said, hey, are you going to do this? Where do I give people the advice to go? So we're still working on that. He's going to work on the website.
Okay.
But on the positive side, he is meeting with Andy soon.
Really?
To be able to get that mentorship,
Yeah,
the local
of course.
mentorship.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And that'd be nice. I mean, looking back and saying, hey, I was there at one point. Here's what you need to do.
Yeah,
That's
right?
pretty awesome.
You could use
All right.
that.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Hunter.